with the last kick of the game, have beaten Dublin. They have beaten a Dublin team for the first time in 13 years.
I just thought that we showed a lot of resolve, you know, despite the fact that a good few things were going against us. We had a missed penalty. We gave them a goal from a very innocent turnover, and we missed another great goal opportunity after half time. So that's potentially 9 points. You know, the breeze was very tricky and strong in the second half, and Dublin came with everything at us.
Here's a chance. Crashed in brilliantly, and Costello has done it.
We showed a lot of resolve to just hang in there. I mean, it wasn't as if, you know, Dublin came late. They came early in the second half. You know, they had that game down to 2 points with well over 20 minutes to go, and the wind, the crowd, and the momentum behind them. So, I mean, at that point, you would probably say Dublin would go ahead and win the game. So, I basically feel it was our defence that won the game for us, and our nerve laid on, you know, to nail the kick-outs and keep possession and keep asking enough questions to get us over the line.
Biagliach taking off, Bugler after him, still Biagliach. Then it ends up with Gavin White, fed nicely forward as far as Pádraic Clifford. It can finish with a score here, and it does! What a passage of play!
To get over that, you know, means you're in a final, but maybe psychologically, of course, Kerry haven't beaten Dublin for a good many years since 2009, the quarter-final in 2009, so 13 years. And, you know, they've been a great Dublin team and are still a great Dublin team. So, you know, psychologically, it probably is a big result, but only time will tell. Like I said to the boys after the game, that game will be long forgotten about if you don't win the final, and that's you know, that's the next priority.
There is the whistle, it's all over, and Galway are through to the All-Ireland final for the first time in 21 years. He was there in 2001 as a player.
We had this game plan again, Derry, and we worked it out to a T. And in fairness, like, we just had to stay patient and stay with it. Obviously, we would have liked to have more scores on the board in the first half ourselves. We had a couple of shots at goal, maybe 5 or 6. You know, poor efforts, to be honest. Now, it's not like our lads, in fairness, but we just had to stick with the plan, stick with the process, and maybe get a few more runners up the pitch, a bit more energy, and that's what happened. And once we got the lead of 7-4, then we got Damien's goal, a brilliant goal, great finish.
Here's Damien Comer, Roger the slip, Comer's in, goal!
And like, that gave us a 5-6 point cushion at the time. And it's easy then when you're playing defensive to sit back and just hit them on the break and pick off the game, which we did really. Derry are a brilliant side. They've had a great season so far. Like, you know, came out of Ulster relatively easy enough, you know, so it's a great win. A lot of it is all down to the players, I'd always say. It's not like us as management, we're only here to assist and facilitate the players, and like, we've got a very, very committed bunch of players. You can see there's been a high turnover of players from when Galway last won semi-final 2018 even to now from the squad, and you know, people say Pádraic Joyce dropped half them. I didn't. I've only ever dropped 2 players since I came into Galway. The rest of them have chosen not to get involved. It's a huge effort, huge commitment to be given. And that's why I'd say now this year's group are very, very committed, and we've a good balance on it between, let's say, mid-20s to young lads, you know, and there's a great freshness. The young lads bring a great freshness there, the likes of, you know, Paddy Kelly, Matty, them lads, you know, like, there's great energy coming from them lads all the time. Jack Lynn, all them fellas, you know, they're great lads. And you throw in the experience of Paul Conroy there, and Shane, Damien, and then you have the middle course, I say, which Sean Kelly and a few of these lads around a couple of years. So look, I don't know if there's a magic formula. It's just that they've performed in every game they've played. They've gone out and they've bought into the cause. We're trying to get for Galway is to just work really hard for the jersey and leave every ounce of energy on the pitch, which they're doing. And so far it has paid dividends to us, you know, because we've had a tough enough campaign, to be honest. We've had Mayo away, we've had Leitrim at home, then we've had Roscommon in the Connacht final here, and then we've had 2 really tough games in the quarter final for Armagh and Derry, which I think will stand to us in good stead.
David Clifford kicked from inside the 45-metre line with wonderful accuracy. Terrific shot. He's got 4 already.
He's part of a huge puzzle with them, you know. He's not going to knock up the final next week and not score, you know. So they've plenty of problems up front. You know, you take all the forwards, or you've got Sean O'Shea, all these players, like, you know. So they're really good players. Pádraic Clifford, they're all playing well. Kerry, we know the way they play. Like, Kerry never play any bad players on the team, you know, they're all top class players. So look, we have 15 problems on the pitch to sort, and we'll get that sorted. Like, you have to be defensive at times, very defensive, and like, don't tell me, like, I've watched Dublin, the Kerrys playing, you know, over the years, and they've had 15 behind the ball both times, and no one says a word about them. But if a northern team does it, it's bad football, it's this, that and the other. But look, it's the tactical side of the game, it's a part of the game I really enjoy, and it's great. Like, we have stuff to figure out, and we'll sit down and get that done.
Look, any team that Pádraic Joyce is involved in, you know, are going to be that's going to be a big ask, because he was he'll instill some of the, you know, the confidence and know-how that he had himself as a player. He was, you know, my first year with Kerry, we came across that Galway team in the league final, and we came across them obviously when I was a selector with Pádraic in 2000. We had two great battles with them in the All-Ireland and the replay that year. They've always been a good footballing county and play a good style of football. So, you know, we're hoping for a very decent game and hopefully come out the right side of it.
Joyce getting it onto the left and scoring a wonderful point.
We're thinking you'd not be there again in another 2 years or 3 years, you know, but it's just the nature of it. We haven't been there since. Someone else can work that out as to why we haven't been there. I've been probably a part of that problem because I played until 2012. So, and a lot of us played at times. Some great players went through the hands of Galway in those intervening years, and it's a strange one how we haven't got there. But again, you only get there when you're good enough. So obviously we weren't good enough over the years, whereas currently we're good enough to be there, and that's just the way it's panned out.
These games take a huge emotional toll on everybody. I mean, personally myself, I don't sleep the night of a game. I sleep grand the night before the game, believe it or not. But the night of a game, I just get so wired that I'd be damn lucky if I got 2 hours sleep. So, you know, then you're tired on the Monday, and you're still trying to catch up, and you know, it's often midweek before you get back to yourself again, and then you start thinking of the next game.
It's just stay in the game for as long as we can, and just perform is our big thing. You know, if we can get a performance out of the lads, because we know we're good enough, and the big thing for us is that our fellas go and perform and enjoy the occasion. Really go and just treat every ball like it's the last ball that you're ever going to touch in your hands, and just use it really wisely and keep the umpires very busy on our side of the pitch.
It's never an easy All-Ireland. They're never easily won. I don't care what anyone says. This will be no different.